Hello guys and welcome to the dark side. Today we are going to start a new series for Blade and Soul. I've already got a character created here because I purchased the Founders Pack in order to get into the game. The game is free to play, so you don't have to worry about that. It goes live on January 19th at 12 a.m. Eastern. So if you don't want to play for Founders Pack or anything like that, you don't want the head start and everything like that, then you don't have to worry about it. I think that the Founders Pack is going to be available for you until probably, like, I think they said 2 weeks after the game. So I've already got this character created. It's a Kung Fu Master. I did it as part of the name reservation because I wanted that name, the Dark Side. And that's probably going to be my primary, but what I wanted to do for you guys today is let you guys get a feel for the character creation and how it differs from some of the other MMOs out there, or how it compares to some of them. So let's get into that right quick. Let's create a new character. Come on. Alright.
Blade Masters are balanced fighters who wield their swords with surgical precision. Their versatility allows them to both evade enemy attacks with devastating accuracy.
Now, what I would like to do is turn off this chick's, what do you call it? I would like to turn off her, her dialogue, because it comes up every single time that, comes up pretty much every single time that the game is played, pretty much, or anytime you choose one of these characters. But I guess I'm gonna have to leave it on for now. I don't want to spend time going through the UI settings and spin that down, so at least you'll get an idea. I want to let you guys know there are a number of different character races in the game. You have the Jinn, which are pretty much, I guess, your human-like characters. They're the characters that proliferate the world of Blade and Soul. Then you have your Gon, which are kind of seen like, in my opinion, they seem like giants, I guess. Then you have the Lin, which are, if you played Terra before, they remind me of the little female character classes in that game, which are, you know, highly popular and favored by even the developers in Terra. And then you have the Yun, and the Yun are like a female race. There is no male preference, no male to the character. So, yeah. Now, there are no traditional healer roles in the Blade and Soul North American EU release at the moment. If you're playing on the Korean version and so forth, then you get the Soul some shit or another. It's a new class that they just released in December, which kind of adds heal effects to it. Each class has their own selection of classes, and we're going to look at that right now. I'm going to create a Gon character, I think is what I'm going to create, so we're going to get into that. Character creation is going to, and I'm going to play a male, but keep in mind that as you go across here, you're going to have the ability to play different characters, so I'll show you guys really quickly what those look like, with this chick's voice in the background that I don't want to have. Maybe I can shut it off right there. So we have the Jinn, and the first one that pulls up is the Blade Master, and then we have the Assassin and the Kung Fu Master. If we, those are the three classes that you have to choose from. You have a male and female counterpart version.
Blade Masters are balanced fighters who
So that is your female character right there for the Blade Master. Good. So I can just pause this little video up there. So we have the female. That's your female Blade Master. You have an Assassin as well, for Assassin class. And then you have the Kung Fu Master. And I'm gonna imagine there's gonna be a shit ton of female characters running around in this game. So next we have the Gon character race, and these guys have your Kung Fu Master. They have your Force Master, which is pretty much what everybody calls Darth Vader, and that's the character class that I want to create a Gon with right now. And then we have the Destroyer class. The Destroyer class is unique to the Gon. The Yun are also, I think, able to create a Destroyer. But that's it. So if you want a male Destroyer, you're pretty much going to have to be the Gon. So keep that in mind. So there goes your Force Master, your Destroyer, and your Kung Fu Master. Now, I picked the Kung Fu Master as my main character because it has the highest difficulty scaling, and as you can see here, what they have for that character is pretty much like the determinant wheel, you know, high attack, high combos, protection, medium protection values, medium defense with very low crowd control, very low range. Obviously makes sense for a Kung Fu Master not to have that much range, especially if he's not wielding a weapon of any sort, which is kind of weird because I don't know any Kung Fu Masters that don't necessarily practice any weapon arts.
Force.
Then you have your Lin, who are these weird little creatures, and they have the unique class of the Summoner, if you notice, and the Blade Dancer is also, and then they have the Force Master as well, and you have your male and female versions of those. So let's take a look at those. Everybody's gonna probably really be interested in
Summoner.
these little, cute little female characters. I just have this feeling we're gonna see a lot of female characters. Now, keep in mind, there's this big hoopla about the game's localization or its censorship here to the North American EU, where a lot of the game's outfits and designs have gone down from the very sexualized versions down to what we have for North American versions. So if you're not a fan of that and not a fan of censorship and stuff like that, you might have a problem with it. I'm having a feeling that there's going to be a shit ton of these characters. The Yun is an all-female race. They have the Force Master, they have the Kung Fu Master, and then they have the Blade Master. Okay, so yeah, the Destroyer was unique to just the Gon. I really do like the way the female characters in the Yun look. I probably won't play one, to be honest with you. That's just me being honest. I like to see the female characters. I like the way they look, but I typically, when I play MMO RPGs, role-play games, I kind of like to play male characters. That's just what I do. So let's get into building a Gon.
Masters are living, breathing weapons capable.
We're gonna build a Force Master for the Gon, and obviously I'm gonna make it a male. And yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. Now, apparently these guys have a very slow learning curve to it, I guess. If you look, they have very good attack, very good combo skills, very good range, but they're really low on crowd control, protection, and defense. So I'm gonna imagine this is your kite class. This is pretty much what it looks like you're gonna be doing, is kiting this shit out of stuff. Because obviously I'm not gonna get in the middle of a crowd, which is kind of weird, but you know, here you can see the Force Masters use elements to assault opponents from afar, torching them with flames, freezing them with ice, and unleashing blasts of energy to keep them at a distance. So obviously we are kiting the fuck out of things. Now, I don't want to make my videos all about kiting play because that can get pretty boring watching someone play a game and they're way back outside of the combat. I want to get involved in combat, which is why I made the Gon for the dark side, but I want to show you guys the character creation models and so forth. So let's do that. Let's get into that. And as you can see, that's the explanation here for the Gon. They're descendants of the ancient dragons. Gon are known for their towering stature and raw physical strength. Though their aggressive tendencies often inspire fear and mistrust, the Gon possess a deep sense of loyalty and will defend their allies with relentless charges. Really weird that, you know, that they would fit into the Force Master, other than, I guess, the fact that, you know, yeah, they're dragons or whatever, but, you know, or ancient dragons, so that's kind of cool. So let's get ahead and continue with this character creation here. So let's take a look at the faces. Primarily, I mean, everybody's gonna be worried about their face, and that's kind of what I want to show. So let's see what we have here. So there's a number of presets that I think this is most presets I've seen in anything, and I can tell you from having created my other character, the deviation in the character creation skills here aren't. You can look at these preset faces and kind of tell what deviation that you're really getting, and there isn't great deviation in my opinion. Could you particularly spend hours inside here in order to try to get something? Probably, but I don't think most people are going to do that, especially for characters that you're looking at from behind. The one thing that I am relatively impressed with, especially with a Korean MMO, is that there are a lot of skin tones in the game. Typically, Korean MMOs tend to not have skin tones, but you know, and they get these localizations. where it's obviously going to be markets for other people, so you tend to get a little bit more. I do tend to like that fact that there are a lot of skin tones in the game, so that way if you are a player of ethnicity, then you can fit into that, that role-playing type of what you want to. So, so these were the presets that we had. And then you can go from those presets and you notice you can get different face types. But like I said, if you go through them, you kind of notice that even with the preset deviations or types that they give you, there is very slight deviation to the characters. It's not like, I don't really feel when I get this that, for instance, like if you were playing a game like Black Desert Online, for instance, which is probably at high end of the spectrum for graphic scales and MMOs at the moment, that you are going to get that kind of deviation on characters. But you know what, to be honest with you, it's not just bad. It really isn't that bad. Let's see if I can make something a little bit different than what I had inside my my Gon character. And so you can see that we've got, oh no, I don't want that face type. Ooh, oh man, with his handlebar. Yeah, let's go with that one right there. So you can see we can change the skin tones here, and to be honest, these are some pretty good flesh skin tones. I think that there's enough here for everybody in the color wheel. I think I'm pretty sure at some point somebody's like, no, there's not a color here for me to make my character Black Knight. I want to be Namibian, some shit like that. But I like the skin tones here. They're pretty fleshed out. It's pretty good. Keep in mind, Blade and Soul is quite old. It took quite a while to get this game to come to North America and EU. And I mean, a lot of people have probably been playing on other those servers still via proxy or VPNs and so forth. However you choose to get into it, but up to you. So we can change the face gloss. That's pretty much like putting a sheen on the character. Pretty much, it looks like shadowing. That is what it looks like. Then we have skin gloss, so you can see the toning down the sheen of skin here. It looks kind of weird. It looks really weird. So then along that spectrum, so those are skin tones. So you can turn up and turn down the sheen on characters, and then you have hair types. Yeah, I like that hair type. That's actually pretty cool. That's really dope. I really like that. That's cool as shit. I could do without the mutton chops that he's got going on. No, that's very warriorish. I'm trying to wheel the character up, so I can get different approaches to the hair, so I can see it from a top-down view or something. But am I doing something wrong? No. Yeah, I wasn't able to do it when I was doing the character creation before either, so I imagine I'm not doing anything wrong. You just can't wheel out on it like that. So you can tell that the character hair models here, they are definitely fixated hair models where they're probably not going to get any physic effects with the hair models. Whereas opposed to if you were playing a game like Black Desert Online, you probably will notice that you will get very wind effect models inside the hair and so forth. And that's become something that's been large inside games too, and I guess now it's starting to come to MMOs. Like if you notice, NVIDIA released on their graphics card, their new graphics cards, NVIDIA GameWorks thing, the Airworks, so that way you can get those effects. It was in the games like, what was it, The Witcher 3, which I have a series for if you look inside the video if you're interested in that. Some people argue that's pretty cool hairstyle too. I like that. That's actually pretty deep, pretty cool. The NVIDIA Hairworks, a lot of people have debates over NVIDIA's GameWorks, their Hairworks, and so forth. So keep that in mind. There's definitely a lot of hair options here, in my opinion, for you to do quite a bit with the characters. I think there's something here for everyone. And if you hear me mentioning that's the Wolverine shit right there. Tell me they did not add that in, so that way you could create a Wolverine character. Does that not look like Wolverine? Alright, so I'm not a big fan of the afro. I don't want to go with the afro at all, but I do like some of the other hairstyles. There are definitely a lot of ethnic hairstyles to go along with some of the Asian Bulkazoid, and there's definitely the K-pop hairstyles inside the game. This one is probably my favorite though, to be honest with you. I think I'm gonna go with that one. I think I'm gonna go with that one for sure. I like that a lot. Let's see what hair colors we've got here. Some pretty. I like the luminescence of the hairstyles. The color. Ooh, that was cool. I like that one. This one right here looks cool. I don't know what color would that be. What is that? I don't know. It's like some magenta. Weird. I don't know if it's just the light that's hitting it, but that looks cool. Let's see if I change the background, does it stay that purple magenta-ish color? Yeah, it does. I like that hair, that color. I'm gonna go with that hair color. Typically, I will always choose like a white or a black hairstyle for characters, but I'm gonna try to do a little bit different inside this game. So that's the hairdo. There we go. Let's take a look at body type. We're gonna have to zoom out for this. So the Gone have these weird, really husky-looking body types, like you can tell. Wow, that is just huge. That's even huger than I like. If you're wondering why I create huge characters, if you followed some of my other series, I'm not a huge freaking guy, but I'm only 6 feet tall. But I like tall characters. I don't know why, but I like the basketball look, like tall and lean, not tall and thick. So let's try to go with that. So I'm gonna go with this body type right here. Let's take a look at facial decorations, which will allow us to change features inside the character. So for instance, we've got very anime-ish eyes in the game here, so we can change up the it's funny that they call it eye decorations, but almost feel like I'm gonna try to make somebody's Sharingan or something like that inside the eyes. It's weird, but they're very anime-esque eye colors to me, I guess. It definitely reminds me of Sharingan quite a bit, so choose whichever one you want to. I'm not gonna be too picky about these. Yeah, I'm not gonna be too picky about that. So we can change the light color on the background of our eyes, or we can change it to be darker. You know what? Because I'm gonna create a Force Master, I'm gonna create a Sith Master, and I'm gonna make black background eyes with some red pupils. Yeah, we're gonna go pupil color there. So then we could also change our brow types. We have some presets inside here. I'm looking very Akuma-ish again, but I did that for my other character, so I don't want to go there. We got bushy brow in the game. I'm gonna go with that one right there. There we go. So we got facial hairs. Now, to be honest with you, I was kind of disappointed with the facial hairs inside here. You can change facial hair density inside the game, so you can see like I can tone it down, I can tone it all the way up if you want to. Depending on how much you want, you get your 5 o'clock shadow or your full on beard. So let's leave it at full, so that way we can get the full effect of some of these hairstyles inside the game. And the facial beards, a little disappointed because they're all pretty much standard hairstyles, and it's really weird. Like when you look at these character models for the facial hair types, they definitely look kind of. The game definitely shows its age a little bit in that regard, but not too big of a problem. It's just facial hair. I'm gonna go with, let's go with this right here. I kind of like that. Deep full beard. Let's tone it down just a little bit. No, that's too much. I want that body. Yeah, there we go. Alright. So now we can change our eyebrow and facial colors inside here. It's got some weird colors inside there. I just want like a deep, I want that same color that I already have, like that. I'm assuming that was it, but it doesn't look as good on the beard there. Could be, you know, we're just gonna leave it black. It could be because of the density, but yeah. So now we have cosmetics. What are these? What are these changing? Cosmetic types. Doesn't look like it's really changing anything, does it? I don't really see anything changing. No, nothing at all. This was the one that was selected. I'm gonna leave that one there. But you can see what I mean by variation and degrees of variation here. Yeah. So we got some eyeliner colors here that we can change, but I'm not going to mess with any of those. We can also change the eyeliner density. So if you want your character, female or male, probably to have that eyeliner effect inside there, maybe you want a goth character, you can do that. We can also change your eye shadowing color, which is basically, the shadowing of your eye, make it more skin tone, flesh, and so forth. And you can change the density of these. What is this? Nose, the coloration. Yeah, we'll leave that tone down. I don't want to give my nose any nose coloration there. The lips, I think we're going to leave the lip color density and lip stuff alone as well, but there are a number of colors. It's kind of funny to me too, because look, I could put some lip gloss on and make his lips shiny if you wanted to. I'm not going to do that. Let's look at facial decorations. What do we have for facial decorations? These are pretty much scars and features. When I was creating my other character, I did notice this one right here. Like if you wanted a Kung Fu master, you can see 2 dots right here, but these actually run up your forehead. So you can actually probably make a Krillin if you wanted to. Some of these scars are like head scars and so forth like that. They're little moles and so forth. They're not very, some of them are very subtle compared to others. I can be honest with you. I think I chose this one for my other character, so I'm not going to choose it for this one. You have like facial tattoos and so forth like that, and there's no scale really to, I guess, move them in any shape, form, or way. Some of them look cool. Some of them are just what they are. I'm not going to put any on because I didn't really care for them. Next up, we're going to go face customization here. So we can change a number of things here, like complexion, right? Alright, so let's take a look at complexion. We can make our guy look exceptionally young. He's starting to look like he's getting in his 25s. Up, my man's starting to get in his 35s. Starting to get a little bit older, 40s. Starting to get 45s, 50s. That one actually went younger looking to me. Okay. That one looked more hardened and grizzled. And this one, yeah, so I guess this is the oldest scale right here. I'm probably pretty sure you can go older than that. I don't like the completely young look, so I'm gonna go with this one. It looks a little bit more hardened and grizzled, which makes sense to me for our Sith Force Master. Those lips are killing me. Kind of looks like he's like some Kendall Jenner pouty lip or some shit like that. So we can also change a number of things on a scale. Brow position is one of those things that you can play around with to change the depth of the width for those, or you can change your forehead to, like, if you want a Neanderthal look or whatever. But I want to pull this out so that way you can see what I mean when I say degrees of variation. Not quite as much as you would expect, right? So let's take a look at eye positioning. Let's pick this eye positioning here. Oh man, you look weird. So there's some degrees of variation there, quite possibly. I don't think I reset it all the way back either. But I'm gonna leave those alone, but you can see that we can change quite a bit inside here, from the eye width to pupil size, eye tails, and so forth. So you can change quite a bit. Like if you wanted to create your pupil size so that way he looks more beady and sinister, I guess you could do that as opposed to the bigger pupil look. But I like the bigger pupil look here. So now we can change nose positions and width, bridge of your width, and so forth like that. So there is some degree of creativity that you can get here, customization wise. Let's see the degree in which you do it. So you can see that there's some definitely playroom there. I'm gonna put the straight nose. Nostril types. Oh, that's not what I wanted. What I wanted was the actual nostril width. Perfect. I wanted to open up the nostrils, and I know you can do that, to be honest with you. There it is, nostril width. So here we go. So let's widen that out just a little bit. All right. Then we got mouth position, upper lip, and our lower lip. If we turn our character over here to the lower lip, it looks like he has no lower lip whatsoever. So I'm going to give him a lower lip. Now he's going to look like he's kissing everybody and be just extra pouty. But you can also scale and change the mouth types. I like my jaw type, so I'm not going to mess with anything in the jaw at all. I'm going to leave that alone. And we can also change a number of things like the head width, the cheekbone shapes, and cheekbone size. I like those. And look at this. We can add more aging down here for wrinkles. I feel like I could recreate Akuma if I wanted to. That's too old for me. We're going to leave that instead of default. And it looks like we can change a little bit more here for wrinkles with our laugh lines. If we wanted to, we can turn them up. Forehead wrinkles. I guess, like I said, if depending on the heads you've chosen, you can see that there's not, I mean, that's all the way up and there's not very much going on there. So, change those as you want to. Now we can change the body customization here, and I did play around with this quite a bit. I did find it weird. I haven't created any of the other races at all yet, but the one thing that was weird to me was that with Gon, the heads kind of look really fucking small. Yeah, the heads look really small for the body. Like, you can kind of look and tell, like, it just looks really weird. Looks like he's like a Goomba, if you guys remember Super Mario Brothers, right? So let's go with the head size. I'm just going to increase the head size. I'll leave the neck thickness alone. The neck length alone is fine for me as well. We can change the torso size if we want to. And what I really want to change here is the size of my hands. These hands on the Gon look almost comical. They look almost comical to me. You can change the build from extremely skinny to really buff and build. You can also scale up the height. The dude just doesn't even fit on my screen anymore. I'm going to go for the top bounds of the screen here and just make him tall. And what I would like to change here is the shoulder and the hands is what I want. The hands on here look comical to me, to be perfectly honest with you. They're just, yeah, they're really large and lanky. And then, like, the shoulders to the chest ratio, it's like my man never did a bench press whatsoever. Like, bro, do you even lift? Well, clearly he does, but do you lift that part of your body? That's the question. Same thing with his calves. Like, it's like, yo, dude's got quads for days, but he's got no calves whatsoever. He's like Taylor off there or some shit like that. So, all right. Let's change the shoulders some bit. Shoulder width. This is what I really want the shoulder size. It looks near comical with the shoulder size being so big. And then what I would like to do is change not the arm size, but I guess the arm thickness, I guess. Yeah. Like, you can still see the hands. What I mean by them, they look almost comical. Like, he looks like an ape. So let's change up the arm length just a little bit. Yeah, let's go with that. And this hand size. Yeah, we'll go with that. It'd be one of those things to find the balance for that. It looks weird. It looks a little bit, yeah. It looks a little bit weird too. So then we have over here, you can see your character in the different poses and so forth that the game will take with it. Yeah, so my man thinks he's a model now. Dude's like, yo, bro, you lift, son? He ain't got no chest, but he wants to tell me he lifts. Look at him. I'm the shit, son. I like that pose. It's pretty cool. Yeah. So, like, what I really want is, I'm really just kind of beat up about right now, is just his chest size. Shoulders, arm length, head, neck. There is nothing here to change his chest size. That hurts me a little bit. So then we have different outfits for the Force Master here, and I'm going to assume, for sakes of assumptions, as in most games, that this is kind of changing. Now, why am I getting the same? I am doing a Force Master, right? These all look like the same clothes that I had for my Kung Fu Master. Getting confused here. So are they all just the same outfits? Alright. That's gonna piss me off because I thought the outfits were unique to them. But you can see the different outfits. We can also change the lighting on the character so you can see how it's gonna look. Yeah, not bad. I guess if you're worried about weather effects. And you can compare body types. So this is one of those things I guess is kind of cool that you can do. This is a Jin male. And I do kind of like this feature because it kind of gets you an idea. Like I remember creating characters for Guild Wars 2 and running around with my Norn and then being like, yo, bro, what the fuck? Like, how big are you? So you can tell that I'm in about average height for what the Gon male is, and the female stands next to me. And you can see how much taller the Lynx are compared to me. And then you can see the Yun. There's no body types for the male Yun. So you can tell how you're going to look in comparison to the other characters in the game, and maybe if you want to shrink them down a little bit, because maybe you created a really short Gon male, and then you're going to get in game like, oh, what the fuck, dude, I'm so short, I don't want to be this character. So it's something to take into consideration, right? Now, I found these voices to be comical to me, to be honest with you. Listen to this. Let's see if we can hear them.
This should be fun! Yeah! Hurrah!
Like, I was like, yo, what?
For honor and for glory!
It was like, yo, you went from like...
My enemies will fall!
They were kind of funny because it was just like you went...
My enemies will fall before me!
Really hard on some of these voices.
Danger? Good! I love danger!
They are really comical.
Do you bleed? You will.
I feel like they took that from like Superman or some shit like that. Batman versus Superman.
Do you bleed? You will.
Like, is that not from Batman versus Superman? I don't know, right?
Pain fades. Victory is eternal.
To be perfectly honest, I didn't like any of the fucking voices, so keep that in mind. So we're gonna choose that voice. We're gonna stick with that one right there. We'll stick with that battle cry and so forth, and we'll take a look at our character in various backgrounds now. And so here we are, Force Master and up, right? Different backgrounds, and this gives you a better idea of what the game is going to look like. Now, keep in mind, I am playing the game on a 980 Ti OC, so yeah, keep that in mind. So now you can join what I'm assuming to be a server. So I already have one character, level 1, Dark Side, Kung Fu, Master Dawn, right? And then I have this character who should be my Force Master. I'm hoping I'm not creating another character other than I believe is Old Man Cho, G1, Mushin, Kohan. These must be the factions or whatever. So since I have one in Master Dawn, I'm gonna change it up here. So I'm gonna go with the G1 right here. And now we gotta create the character name. So I've got a character named the Dark Side. I'm going to change this character up to Aizen. Let's see if it's available. I only got one reservation slot because I didn't go with the top tier $125 thing or whatever. So now I'm basically choosing. That was the reason why I created the Dark Side, was because I had the character creation. So let's see if we can complete this creation. Create Aizen? Is Aizen available? Are you fucking kidding me? Nope. Of course it's not. Aizen, man. It's like, come on, man. You know that's gonna get used immediately. Right? So we're gonna do what I normally do. And I'm gonna go with Aizen right. And let's see if we can get that one. There's the one. Yeah, go ahead. Always available for me. So we've got our character here, which is a Force Master, and then we have Gon. So now, there you guys go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video for character creation and on the characters. I'll probably do a character creation of a female character a little bit later, so that way you guys can see it. I don't want to hold out on that for any of the female viewers that are on here, in case they want to see what's going on with the females. And I hope I'm not messing around with your jiggly bits and shit like that. So we'll see. We'll see what's going on with those characters, and hopefully you guys, I'll get these videos up as soon as possible, and you guys can get some of the gameplay videos as well. Until next time, guys, I've been the Dark Side, and I hope you guys are enjoying the videos. As always, take a minute to like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you guys want to see, what you like about the video series, and what you don't like. It helps out tremendously. If I don't get enough views on a series and I'm not having fun with the game myself, I usually just quit out on a series, as you probably have noticed with like All Out and Metal Gear. I might go back to those series in later dates, but for now, I'm going to bail out on those, and we're going to get into some Blade and Soul at the moment. Alright, guys, have fun.